Morning everyone, welcome to another video. Today I've got a second round of the weekend series for Club73 down at Brighton. Looking forward to it. I think I've got quite a good chance in this one. Looking at the race I'm with people that are, I'd say, similar ability to me. Starting 8th out of 13, and so I'm hoping if I get a good start, could be. Backmarker Chronicles might not be a backmarker anymore. It could be hoping for a top 5. I'm going to set, that's a kind of fairly lofty aspirations for this one, but yeah, top 5 I'll be happy with. Anything less, I'm going to come away disappointed. But yeah, I'm thinking top 5 today. Podium, fantastic. But yeah, top 5. I raced at Brighton for their kart master a couple of weeks ago, and I found it really hard to overtake there though. So that's my only sort of worry for today. Is I found it I don't know if I had a slower kart, because at any time I sort of got up the inside of someone around the corner, they'd pull away from me on the exit. So I don't know if they were getting a better exit, or I had a slower kart or what. But I'm hoping today that might be a little bit different, so it's not all reliant on getting a good start. But yeah, we'll see, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Right then, here we are on the grid at Brighton Karting. As I said in the intro, starting in 8th place. As we got to the grid, the heavens opened, so that wasn't quite so nice. So it meant it's going to be a wet race. I might have to temper my expectations a little bit from what I said in the intro of top 5. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So we start with rolling start here. Unfortunately, there's one person in this race. The guy starting in, I think he was starting in 9th. He basically him on the right hand side now. Didn't quite seem to understand the concept of the rolling start, and decided he was going to overtake me and the guy in front before the line. So that's a little bit frustrating, but what can you do? I do gain sort of my position back into 8th in the first corner. A little bit rough and ready as the track's got wetter since our little 5-minute practice we had before this. So everyone's sort of finding their feet again, trying to work out where the grip is. As you see, this corner's very wet. There's a big old puddle there, and that sort of painted curb on the inside was very, very slippy. So yeah, these first few laps, sort of everyone's finding their feet again, working out where the grip is. The track changing. This guy coming inside me here, I actually thought he was someone else at the time. So although I didn't necessarily really let him past there, you'll see after this next corner, big old sort of tree corner, I get up the inside of him, and then I don't really sort of try and hold my position, because I thought it was someone else who was a lot quicker than me in the practice. So I was like, I'll just let him go, follow him through. And I can use him to sort of get through the gaps in front. However, as I'll find in a minute, that wasn't actually the guy I thought it was. This guy makes a very nice overtake on me, come up here into the hairpin. And then you're about to see possibly one of the worst dive bombs of the race. So it's a very wet track, there's a big puddle in this corner. Just watch for the right hand side in a minute here. Some guy nowhere to be seen, just decides he's going to slam through. Spin himself out and sort of half take out the guy in front. You can see he's not very happy about it at all. And then this guy that's just come past me now is who I thought almost before. Very quick, and so I sort of try to follow him here and get a little bit too excited, and I spin it. I think I must have taken a slightly different line to what I was taking before. I didn't quite have as much grip, and as you can see there, I'm fuming at myself, because I knew that I needed to get a good start here and try and sort of keep it facing forward. And then to add insult to injury, come around here, Marcel shows me a calm down board. Alright mate, cheers, it's wet. What do you expect? But yeah, you see, I wasn't too impressed with my reaction. But now I sort of need to get my head down and work my way back up the field. I think it has actually started to stop raining now, maybe, or it's lightened a little bit, so the track will be starting to dry. This is another section of track where the painted curbs were incredibly slippy. And they stayed that way pretty much for most of the race actually. Whereas everywhere else sort of seemed to dry out, got a bit of a dry line. That corner took a long time to get a dry line because the dry line is across the painted parts and they weren't drying as quick. Yeah, I'm just now getting my head down and just trying to catch up back up to the pack, which is not how I wanted my race to be going. I wanted to be in the pack. I've just skipped through a few laps here. It's basically just me chasing and catching up. As you can see here, the packers they're being quite held up. I have caught them, but they're also being held up by the guy in front in the white helmet. These 4 cars in front at the moment. He's going to play a big part in this race, coming up in a moment. In fact, he plays a big part twice in this race. But yeah, I've managed to catch up with the pack here, and we're all now stuck behind this guy. It's quite a hard track to pass on Brighton, especially in the wet, because there's only a couple of sort of tighter corners, and both of those seem to have puddles on the line that isn't the racing line. So yeah, it's a struggle when you get stuck behind someone, but one guy seems to have got through here. And I think the guy in the wetsuit is possibly going to get through here. Oh no, he's just hanging behind him. But yeah, if you watch where the little drip is, the guy in the white helmet just spins out here and stops right on the racing line. And yeah, that's fun enough the line I was taking. So crash into him, spin out, lose all of my progress I've caught up. Very annoying. And especially now we don't have someone to hold up the pack in front of me, so it's now up to me on my own to catch them and sort of hope they make a couple of mistakes. Apologies for the big old raindrop in the middle of the screen. It will sort of move eventually. Yeah, as you can see, it has started to dry out a little bit. There did seem to be a bit of a racing line, and so I got a little bit confident going into here, missed my braking point, and yeah, faced the wrong way again. Fully my own fault that one. Can't blame anyone else. Shaking my head in frustration myself, and so I wasn't too far behind the pack. However, now I've lost a good couple of seconds, but even more seconds to them. And so I've really sort of got to get my head down. Luckily, it has sort of stopped raining now. I have a bit of a dry line forming, which is going to help me in my chase. And I get a blue flag there. Coming off that corner, it's a little leader through. I was fully aware he was there, and they didn't need to give me the blue flag, but just let it through on the inside. As you say, I am catching. I've caught up with the pack quite a bit. That corner you can see there's definitely a bit of a dry line now, where I've sort of skipped ahead a few laps. So I decided here I'm just going to follow the race leader, see what pace I do really have. As you can see, he's not pulling away massively. He's pulled away a fair bit already, but he's not pulling away massive amounts, so I'm probably a few tenths of a second a lap slower than him. And yeah, but yeah, you can really see how it's dried out now. So I'm definitely it's going to help me a lot. My wet abilities aren't the best. And yeah, so now we're coming on to, I think this is the lap before the main part of my race. Mr. White Helmet plays a part for a second time here. The reason we're catching the pack so quickly, as you see, as we come around now, you see the guy in the blue suit. We're a lot closer to the pack now. And the reason we're catching them is because once again they're stuck behind this back marker. And I had a little issue with him in the first race this season as well. He pushed me into barrier while I was lapping him down the start-finish straight. But yeah, he's holding everyone up again here because for some reason they've stopped showing the blue flags as much. But I do think, in fact, I know that on this lap he does get blue flagged. because it's what causes the key point of the race. So yeah, we're sort of coming through here. The leader's caught up with everyone. It's going past him. They're letting him through. Come around this corner, and mate in the white helmet has been blue flagged here, so he's let everyone through. If you look here, he just takes a glance over his shoulder and decides he's going to cut across my racing line, and leaves me unsighted, and bang! One of the guys that had gone past him had gone a little bit wide, spun out, and where he'd taken my racing line, where he'd just defended from someone lapping him, instead of just staying out the way, I was behind him, which meant I was unsighted, and yeah, sort of I couldn't go right. I went left and smashed straight into the guy. Despite how dramatic it looks, it's surprisingly didn't actually hurt that much. It's a bit sore a couple of days later, but yeah, it really put me on the back foot now. I've lost all of that ground that I've gained, and once again lost all that ground I gained, and so I've got to start a chase again. And yeah, it also massively impacted the guy that spun out's race as well. Although he'd spun out, so it sort of messed things up for himself anyway. That impact, I feel, for him might have been even harder than it was for me, which is frustrating. It's frustrating that it's sort of affected two people's laps. But you can see I've caught up with the backmarker quickly already. See him, I'm catching him now, and by the end of this lap I'll have caught him. Yeah, it was very frustrating. I was very annoyed when I came off, but during the race I sort of had to have a word with myself and channel my annoyance into focus on just my race, and sort of trying to save it if I can. Which at this point is quite hard because we're quite a way in now. I'd say we're a good sort of 20 minutes into the half-an-hour race, so there's not long left. But yeah, as you can see, I've caught him pretty quick. This lap I should be going past him at that point on the next lap, which leaves me to chase down the poor guy I crashed into, who he also seems to be going a lot slower than he was before. I don't know if it did impact him or if it was just fatigue setting in. But yeah, very annoying. But the plus side is now you can see the dry line starting, and so where I followed first place before that crash, I clocked there were certain corners where he was taking the dry line, and times where I was sort of easing into a little bit because I was worried about slipping in the wet. He was staying flat out, and so I knew that I could just drive this now as I would normally. A couple of corners, just a slightly different line. Like this one, I'm staying very, very tight all the time. I just felt that I got a better exit when I did that. But yeah, as you can see here, this guy, he must know that he's the backmarker. Everyone's gone past him a couple of times. I'm lapping him for a second time now. He's defending from me. You can see him look over his shoulder, blocking me off. I don't get it. And for some reason they weren't showing them blue flags this time either. I was expecting when I came around here to get the blue flag I got, and I didn't. But luckily I got a better corner than him. I was able to go in straight, but you see him come up alongside me again here. Tried to battle me for it. I'm like, mate, you're 2 laps down, and I'm the car in front of you. But yeah, what will be. And yeah, so now my chase is on to catch. Where's the guy in 11th? I crashed into. I can see him getting closer and closer. So I've just skipped ahead again a couple of laps here until I got a bit closer to the guy in front. As you see, I've really caught up with him now. And we do actually have quite a good battle once I get up behind him. So from how quickly I've caught him, and sort of from this section of the lap alone, I can see how much quicker I am than him, which is good. So it means that the overtake should be quite not too difficult. And really get up right behind him now, I'm right on his tail. A little far back for any moves, even if it was properly dry. I think I do go for a little one on this corner. I show myself there, yeah, I go to do it, and I realised that all I'm going to do is crash into him. So I pull out a little bit, sort of tuck in. One of the only times in this race I actually did tuck in, to try and get that extra little bit of pace. Show myself up the inside in here so you can see I'm there, just to let him know that I've caught up as much as I have. Yeah, following through here. So show at the inside again. So just let him know that I'm there and I'm looking to come past. He's defending well. Good racing. Yeah, much better exit out of the Essex, and right behind him in this corner. Got up the inside and a little bit of contact. I probably should have pulled out a bit sooner. That was my bad. Over here I get a much better line through this corner, a much better exit, and I'm just able to sneak up the inside and make a nice clean pass that I might want to try a second ago. So yeah, that felt good. It's always nice when you make a good clean pass and give a little put my head down and tuck in to try and eke out a little bit of ground from him. But now I've got the almost impossible task of catching the rest of the pack. So yeah, just got to plough on and focus on my race, focus on my lines, get my braking right and everything, and see how close I can get. So I just skipped ahead again here. Coming up to, I think it's the last couple of laps of the race now. As you'll be able to see, you can see the guy in the wetsuit in front of me. I have actually caught up quite well. I think I've skipped ahead sort of 4 or 5 laps here. So in that time, I have caught made a fair bit of ground. Although, as you can probably guess, unfortunately, it's not going to be enough unless someone makes a mistake. And I got the last lap board there, so I've eased off here. But I say I've eased off. I'm still going for it, but I've just relaxed. I know I'm not going to catch. It's frustrating, but I can be pleased how quickly I caught up. And the times after the race, so I did have pace for sort of 5th or 6th, which is where I wanted to be. So I can't complain too much on that. It's just a frustrating result. Finishing 11th out of 13 again, which is not how I wanted to start the season. Just taking the checkered flag there. But yeah, we learn, and hopefully the next one won't have any spin out issues. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next Club 73 race at the end of June. Thank you very much, guys.